Hello, welcome to Trend Settings episode 104.
43.
Now, we've got a hot topics this week. Not like the store that was in America that you probably don't realise what it is.
What?
Let's not get into it. That's not what we're talking about.
Oh.
We're talking about Bulldogs getting photographed on Mad Monday. Is it right? Is it not?
Mad Monday.
Sorry, what did I say?
Bad Monday?
Well, it could be bad
All
Monday
Mondays
too.
are bad.
Easter Monday? Don't you just hate Mondays?
Yeah.
I don't mind them because it's usually my day off. But that's getting off topic.
Then you have
Wow.
bad Tuesdays.
We're also talking about Colin Kaepernick's, or Copernic. I think it's Kaepernick though, right?
Copernic.
I have no idea.
Like he's most of us an astronomer.
Colin Kaepernick, I'm pretty sure is how
Yeah.
you say it. And his Nike ad, which is pretty inspirational, but some people hate it because it's against America or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're talking about Goop and
Yep.
crystals in your hoo-ha.
Mm-hmm.
And then Uber.
Uber.
Getting kicked off Uber for a bad rating.
Mm.
But it's not the drivers. Ooh.
Ooh.
This is the Trend Settings podcast. We are a group settings channel. Thanks for listening. Now, first up is Jonathan J. Ratnam.
All right. Bulldog, Mad Monday.
Yeah.
How big a fan are you of the NRL, Ali?
Like a 40-60.
What does that mean, 40-60 though?
Like I'm okay with it, but I'm not like into it. Like I'm 40% for it.
Okay.
I don't understand this scale. But anyway. So, I was going to say, is the reason that you're not 100% on board because sometimes players behave badly?
I just don't like the culture around the whole thing in general, but yeah.
Oh, right.
I guess
So it
that
actually
that
is a
part of
culture.
it, Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, what part of the culture? I was being facetious when I asked that.
But just like, it seems like, I don't want to all encompass it because there are good ones, like the great legend who just retired last week, Jonathan Thurston. He was always
Yeah.
a great character, right?
Yeah.
Which makes him stand out even more. Cause
Classic larrikin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And his like funniest laugh on the NRL, or
Yeah.
will ever visit
Also,
the NRL.
possibly the best player of all time.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, he's right up there.
Right. Cool.
Mm.
I'm not really an expert.
But like, you just always hear the stories and you're just like, ugh.
like what though?
Just like, mainly like abuse things and things
Yeah,
like of sexual nature.
yeah. There was that gang rape story a while
Yeah.
back. Anyway,
That was a
yeah,
good
okay,
story
fair.
too.
So anyway, this probably adds to it. On Mad Monday, basically all the teams, there's 16 teams, 8 teams don't get through to the finals. So after the regular season's over, that's the end of their season. They're done. Monday is just like their first day off after the season, so they always have like a big party. It's called Mad Monday for them.
So I guess the Parramatta Eels have a lot of those.
Mate, they must be experts of it at this point. I assume the other teams do the same thing, but just when they get knocked out until there's one left, and then
Yeah.
they'll have
Yeah,
it as
probably.
well. They'll all have this at some
Is
point.
it always on a Monday though?
Yeah,
I
because
think
usually
from this
games
point
are on a
out, yeah.
Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Anyway, this is like a bit of a tradition. So, what's happened is the Bulldogs Club has had a private function at the Harbourview Hotel. They've basically been photographed naked on the balcony, and also one of them passed out on the street and then like got up and vomited. So someone had got photos of that. The Daily Telegraph broke this story.
Right.
So 3 of the players have actually been charged. I guess it's like public intoxication or something. And also the club got a $250,000 fine from the NRL. Also, the players, individual players, copped like $25,000 fines for one of them. Another one $10,000, another one $5,000. So like pretty big repercussions. I haven't actually seen the photos because I don't want to see that.
You don't want to see it.
I
Photos of
can't find it.
Naked
You
Bulldogs
you
players.
can't see that they're naked. You just see them on the balcony.
So what's the problem? You seem like you've seen these photos. So
I
what
just
what
looked
was
it up
okay?
before.
Ev's been researching this topic.
You know, in the 2 seconds before we decided.
Why is the Daily Telegraph the subscription thing?
I know,
Sorry.
it's stupid.
Okay, so 2 of them have been charged with willful and obscene exposure, and another one's been fined for offensive conduct. So that's probably the throwing up on.
I think. Oh, okay. There you go. I think
That's their front page. That's the front page of their newspaper.
Gosh.
Why does anyone subscribe to the Daily
Who let
Telegraph?
the dogs out? That, in their defense, that is a great title.
I mean, really, any
I think
time
one
that
of the
the
other
Bulldogs
players-
do something, they're pulling that title out.
I think one of the other players is actually grabbing his genitals. So this is the front cover for listeners
That
of
is
the
too
Daily
rude for a front
Telegraph.
cover.
This is the front cover of the Daily Telegraph. One of the players is naked, and they've got like the words "too rude" over his ding dong. And then I think another player is grabbing it, which is interesting.
Okay, but
It's
this
an interesting
happened
choice.
at a private function, right?
Yes, so this is the thing, right? There are a bunch of drunk guys, which is not hard to find in the city.
No, that's true.
The only reason these guys have been photographed, I think, is because the reporters were probably out looking for them
Yes.
because they know that this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the Bulldogs have used this venue 3 years in a row, and it's a private function, so that's why they make it private, because
Yep.
they know they'll
Probably
get in
not
trouble.
again, though.
Probably not. It sounds like someone leaked the location out.
I think definitely if you're going to go and do antics like this, you probably need to be changing up your venues.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or
it's
like
not
make
smart
it
to
more
do
private.
three,
But look,
3 years in a row.
People are creatures of habit, Ev.
look.
Yeah, I know that more than anybody. But really, if you're going to go and get naked in a private venue, maybe choose a different one each time.
All right, let me give you a not a counter example. I don't know what the word is for this. But anyway, when William and Kate got married, the Prince and Princess of Cambridge, Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Anyway,
Go on.
they went on a honeymoon in France,
Yep.
and some French photographers photographed Kate with a top off.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
Yes, but
How?
they were like 3 kilometers away using some ridiculous telephoto lens.
Yep.
That was the only way they could see this.
Jeez, it must be huge.
Yeah. And also,
The lens?
do you think that's
Yeah,
okay?
'cause-
Do you think Kate was wrong to be naked in that scenario?
No, I don't.
Because that's the accusation
But-
here, is that these
but
Daily
in-
Telegraph people have gotten into a vantage point that you would not ordinarily have been able to get to
Sure,
like-
intentionally to photograph this balcony. The public was not able to see this.
sure.
Yeah.
But there was somebody on
Until
the street
they put it
vomiting.
on there's someone on the street vomiting.
Well, I'm
What
just
are we
saying,
becoming?
like-
Pretty
How
regular
boring a city are we if that's an issue?
Not,
Why
they
is that
weren't
a
all
news story?
contained in the venue.
That doesn't matter. There's so many people in the city
Okay,
vomiting
all right,
everywhere.
fine,
You can't
fine.
walk anywhere without passing by someone sick.
But I have to say, the thing about Kate is that, like, it's always a risk for Kate Middleton, or whatever she is now, to take her top off. There's always going to be a risk that she's going to be photographed.
Are you
Always.
victim blaming right now? Ev?
No,
This
I
is
am
very
not.
surprising
okay?
behavior. It sounds like you are. Because I
No.
think the bad person is the French photographer who took a 3 kilometer
absolutely,
telephoto
I think that
lens.
as well.
It's like taking nudes with
And
a satellite.
I think it's the same thing with these Daily Telegraph photographers.
I
They're
don't
the
agree.
ones in the wrong.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. Like, I agree
Naked
with you.
man.
No, like, I think that
You got something wrong.
you
I
should
think.
be able to, at the end of your season, go
Yeah.
and enjoy yourself
Yes.
without hurting anyone.
Yeah.
And I don't see that anyone really got hurt here.
Yes.
Like, no one's being gang
Except
raped.
the football players.
No one's being assaulted.
Well, that
nothing
guy's
like
getting
that.
his genitals
Oh,
rubbed.
Depends
yeah,
what you
okay.
call
So I
assault.
don't
Sure.
know. I don't know if that's
But
consensual.
they are not necessarily hurting anybody in
Yeah.
like any of the public.
Well, I agree. So I'm like, why the heck are they getting fined? Like, that's ridiculous. So the NRL's given them a $250,000 fine to the Bulldogs. It's like, what did they do wrong? They hired a private venue to have a private function
Yeah.
where they let their hair down.
And
What's the outrage
why,
machine going on here?
Well,
I
that's
guess
it.
it's
Like
just
in,
to make people be more careful in the future.
What do they want, though? I don't understand.
No.
So everyone always
prison.
brings this argument up that it's like, oh, this is going to hurt the NRL because how are parents going to tell their kids like to play this sport when this sort of thing happens? It's like, is that really why you play a sport?
I mean,
like, there's
look,
bad people in every single sporting code. These guys aren't even doing anything bad. So I don't understand.
Is that a lot of money for a team? I don't actually know.
It's significant.
It is a significant amount.
yeah,
I think.
$250,000.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
didn't
swimming in it.
But I just don't see this as it's not a new culture in the NRL. The
Or the
NRL.
Bulldogs.
Well, no, yeah, true.
It's not a new. It's not a
Like,
new
it's-
culture for men of that age demographic.
Sure.
in all of Australia.
To horse around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
between 20 and 30
absolutely.
years old.
And I think that the club is doing the right thing by providing a safe place for them to do that.
Attempted
Safe
safe.
Okay, attempted safe. But, you know, like, but still, it's like, maybe choose a venue that doesn't have balconies that you could go out naked on.
But then you're just in a room.
I think you'd have
wrong
to, it
with
sounds
that?
like.
That's terrible.
It should be a room with dark curtains.
I
And
think they
nobody
have
can
that.
get
I
in.
think that they do have that.
And
I think the
soundproof.
windows are like blacked out or something. I don't know. That annoys me. I think instead of people asking what are parents supposed to tell their kids about football players, what are parents supposed to tell their kids about journalists? Because they seem like they have a really terrible job.
I don't think anyone has a good opinion of journalists.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think so.
which is bad.
Okay.
Everyone should unsubscribe from the Daily Telegraph. That's the
Oh,
point of this whole story.
100%.
Why would you ever want to see that? Or
Okay.
read a newspaper where they think that's a good idea.
Nick agrees with Ev. He says if you're a celebrity male or
Yay.
female, you have to assume that someone could be watching at any point in public. It sucks, but you're being willfully ignorant if that isn't a reality.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
yeah.
Well, that's fine. So they've had their photo taken naked. Why are they getting fined?
Okay,
What have they done
but
wrong?
I'm going to bring in a different argument, okay?
Okay.
In that they are role models.
Yeah.
They're not, I wouldn't say celebrities, but they are like in the public eye.
That's so
that
dumb,
kind of
though.
thing. Like, is that acceptable behavior, even if it's in public, for somebody of that caliber to be doing?
I think if you're such a bad parent that you can't tell your kids about being good at a sport and not necessarily having to follow every single aspect of that person's life, then just what are you doing?
But okay, but
Like the
is
role
this-
model argument.
Because I'm not a male, okay, and I don't participate in all
Good to
male
know.
events, obviously. But is this what happens when you guys get drunk?
I think it's a white person thing.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
It is
Ali?
not.
I think people do not like taking their gear
Some
off.
of the
But, like-
craziest people I've partied with have
Because
not been white.
this doesn't happen at all female events. And so I'm just wondering, like, are we saying that this is acceptable, normal behavior for people to do?
It's tomfoolery.
Yeah,
Tomfoolery.
they haven't hurt anyone.
No, I get that they haven't hurt anyone, but like,
Well, that poor street got vomited on. It's not the first
okay,
time.
okay, whatever about the vomit. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, is this like too much? Like, have you?
I
Okay,
honestly
but
think those
wait.
Daily Telegraph
Have you
players,
had
that was
too much to drink if you're, like pulling your teammates.
I honestly can't relate to any of that. I've never willingly taken my gear off in front of any
There you
bunch
go.
of guys. That's not exactly my idea. But how is that relevant?
What do you mean? How's it relevant? Like, if you're not getting plastered,
Do you think it's okay that they got fined?
no?
Okay.
I don't.
Well, then we're agreed.
But I'm just saying, if you don't want like photos to be taken of you,
Maybe
then
they
don't
do.
get into situations
Maybe
like
they do
that.
want.
Well, then maybe they do. But
Okay, what
you
if they were
suffer the
what if they were in
consequences.
their house?
I think that's still, it's fine. I'm not saying that you can't get drunk and take your clothes off and play around with each other.
To me, as soon as you're touching the open air, your privacy's like
yes.
conditional. If that
That's
makes
it.
sense.
Even if any one of these guys were in their home, still an opportunity for people to come and photograph them.
That's very illegal if someone does that.
No, just the fact that there's cameras everywhere. Like, you should be smarter than going outside.
But a normal camera wouldn't have done that.
Somebody who was
Look at the quality
serving
of that
at this
shot. This is
venue
a
could have
nighttime.
got their phone out.
Is it on like top of a building or something? Like, does
Yeah,
anyone
they're
know
on the
what
third floor. You can't see it from the street.
Right. So are they doing it from another top of a building?
I
How
guess
are
they
doing it?
apparently they'd found some specific spot that you could see with a very good lens.
Right. Wow.
No one would have seen this, except unless it was because of the Daily Telegraph. The
Why
person who's
is
done
it-
an action to lead to everyone seeing these guys naked is not them. It's the Daily Telegraph.
I agree, and I want to know why
They
is
should be
it
getting
that
fined.
the Bulldogs are being called out on this, and not any of the other teams who are doing Mad Monday.
no one else
because
got
they-
caught, I guess.
Well, no, because the Bulldogs have a reputation.
It doesn't seem like this has actually hurt them, though. It seems like everyone's on the Bulldog side here.
Yeah, except
Yeah, they are.
$250,000 does
Yeah.
kind of hurt.
No, I mean, like, I think everyone kind of feels bad for him, right?
I don't know.
It's
'cause
hard
some
to feel
people were
bad for the
outraged,
Bulldogs.
Like, some
But,
people were
you know.
outraged.
Mm.
I don't know if it was manufactured by the Daily Telegraph so they could have a scandal
I don't
to
know.
run with.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's annoying me.
I still
Journalism
love, I
is
still love my Bulldogs.
just going down the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
That's-
That was
that's
a
all
fun
about that.
topic.
Yeah.
Can you
Yes.
visualize the next topic?
Ooh.
What is it?
It's Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, I was going to look up a vagina crystal.
Oh, I can't wait.